I don't want to admit this, but I actually liked this album. I say that because this is one of those bands I can never get into. I had always thought of them as some sort of gimmick. It just didn't make sense to me. It reminded me of that music I used to hear back when I had a PlayStation 2 a few years ago, and I used to play Dance Dance Revolution when my kids were younger. I reviewed their last album, the other one, in 2023. I don't remember much about it. I think maybe I liked it, maybe I gave it a good review, I don't remember. But I never really went back to it. I decided to give this one a listen. My intention was to do a short review for my weekly metal series, but then I listened to the first few songs and I thought to myself, wait a minute, this is pretty good. So I decided I will give this one a full review, and the album I originally intended to do a full review for, which was the new Hailstorm, is going to get bumped to the weekly metal video, which will be out tomorrow depending on when you watch this. So what was it about this album that made the difference? I think it was the fact that most of the songs are collaborations with other bands and artists. The funny thing is, they're bands and artists that I'm not a big fan of, but somehow together they make it work. I will be talking about all the collaborations, and by the way, I'll go track by track. Basically, the album has 10 tracks, it's 35 minutes long, all songs are in the 3 to 4 minute range, so it's the perfect album length and the perfect album size. There were 6 singles released before this thing came out. One of them was released today. So actually there were 5 singles released before the album came out. So in other words, half the album was out already, but I didn't listen to any of them except one, which I will get to, but that was under duress. I'll explain in a minute. The reason I didn't listen to any of them was because I didn't care. But that's all about to change because I'm going to give this album a pretty positive review, so let's get into it. The opening track is called From Me to You. It's in all lowercase for some reason, and this one is a collaboration with Poppy. Now, I have to admit, their last Poppy album that came out last year was really good. I enjoyed it, but I think the reason I like the song is because Poppy does her loud screams, and that's mixed in between this Kawaii metal of Babymetal, and somehow this combination works. There are heavy breakdowns and that weird anime metal that Babymetal plays, but the song is so catchy and the screams by Poppy are really good. So for that reason, it's a great opening track, and it was a song that hooked me to review this album. Next song is called RATATATA, and it's in all caps for some reason. It has Electric Callboy. It's a weird band that mixes electronic music and metalcore. I was familiar with their last album. I like this one. It's a fun song. Electric Callboy is a very fun party type of band. I guess that's how I can describe it. Somehow it mixes well with the music of Babymetal, and also because the song is very catchy. It's like a mix of disco, electronica, anime music, and hardcore breakdowns, and they were able to make it work. This was one of the singles. I know it was released a few months ago. I didn't listen to it when it came out, but I think these songs work better in the context of an album. Anyway, it's better to listen to them like front to back, like one after the other. Next one is song 3 with Slaughter to Prevail. I listened to this one because it was on the most recent Slaughter to Prevail album, Grizzly. I joked before that I listened to it under duress because I was part of a panel for an Is It That Bad episode where we talked about that album. I didn't like the song when I first heard it because it didn't work in the context of the Slaughter to Prevail album, but it sounds more natural when it's placed right here after the first 2 songs preceding it. So it may not be one of my favorites. It was actually one of the songs I picked as the worst in that previous episode I talked about, but I think on this album, I think it fits a little better. Next song is called Kon Kon. This is a collaboration with the band Bloodywood, which is an Indian nu metal band, and they released an album not too long ago. I didn't like it that much, but it's another one of those situations where there are 2 bands that I didn't like that much, but when they come together, they seem to make it work. It's a combination of Japanese anime metal and Indian nu metal, but it works. There's lots of repetitive rhythms and heavy, almost chanting-like vocals. and there are some rap sections. It's weird, but another good song, and I have nothing negative to say. The next song is some weird combination of letters that I won't be able to pronounce. I'm going to put the text on the screen, but now that I look at the word again, it's the word Kawaii with X's in between each letter. I don't know what it means, but all I know is it's the first song on the album that's not a collaboration. There are lots of chanting vocals, electronic drums, lots of droning electronic sounds. It's a weird song. The first couple of songs on the album warmed me up for this type of song, so it's okay. I guess it's a little more than okay. I guess it's actually pretty good. It's a little weird, but somehow kind of catchy. Next song is called Sunset Kiss, and this is a collaboration with the band Polyphia. Another case of two bands I never really liked that much, but together they seem to be able to make it sound a little better. I understand that the band Polyphia has a lot of virtuoso musicians, so I'm not putting them down, but I remember their last album, and I thought it was just too over the top for me. I'm the kind of person who likes things a little simpler and catchy, like classic 80s metal when it's just power chords and things like that. But when it's all this like virtuoso music, sometimes it just doesn't click with me. But the song is pretty good. It's lots of complex guitar playing, some weird electronic sounds and things like that. Next song is called My Queen. This is a collaboration with Spiritbox. You all know who Spiritbox is. I don't need to introduce them. I will be honest with all of you, I was never a big fan of Spiritbox, but I think this is actually one of the best songs because I think it's a combination of the two bands really work together. There's a lot of electronic sounds, heavy breakdowns, a combination of melodic vocals, and the screams of Courtney LaPlante. And I think she is the key ingredient of what makes the song better than many of the others. I think those screams, similar to how I felt about the Poppy song, kind of intensifies this type of music and makes it sound better. Next is a song called Algorism. It's another one of those songs that doesn't have any guests on it. Just Babymetal by themselves. I thought it was pretty good. It gives me some power metal vibes. More about that later. It almost has that type of structure, but very melodic, fast-paced, nice mix of guitars, electronics. Decent song. I would probably say the songs that are collaborations are the better ones, but I don't mind listening to this one. Let me also mention this has some harsher vocals towards the end, and I'm assuming it's Babymetal doing it themselves. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't know they did those types of vocals. And again, correct me if I'm wrong because I never really listened to their other stuff. There are two more songs in the album. The next song is called METALI. It's the word metal plus the letter I and 2 exclamation points, all caps. Again, I don't know why. Features Tom Morello. I've been a fan of him since Rage and Audioslave and other bands, and it's different sounding. It kind of has this Middle Eastern Indian music type of percussion, lots of distorted guitars. It sounds like one of those Bollywood movies where the people come out and do this choreographed dancing put to metal. You hear Tom Morello's guitar playing more during the solo, where he does a lot of those signature beeps and bloops, and he does with his guitar. I don't know, it's pretty cool. That kind of song is called White Flame, followed by some Japanese characters, which I don't know what they mean. And I know before I said one of the songs reminds me a little power metal. This one sounds a lot like more traditional power metal. It has that fast drum beat with that Kawaii metal vocals. It's Babymetal playing by themselves. I would say it's a song that's more typical of what you would find in their other albums, so I thought it was pretty good. Listening to all the other songs prepared me for this, so it's actually pretty good. There's also a lot of neoclassical playing on it, and there's a lot going on here, so I kind of like it. So in conclusion, here is the burning question. Did this album convince me to be a Babymetal fan? Probably not. I don't think I'm going to go back and listen to the other albums. I liked it better than I thought I would. I'll probably still listen to it again. It's enjoyable, not the type of album that completely blew me away, but good enough for me to be somewhat interested in this band, that because I never really was before. So I may ease into their back catalog. I'm not going to dive into it. I'm just going to ease into it. I'll see what happens. In the meantime, it's a strong 8 out of 10. Pretty good considering I'm not a big fan. Let me know what you think. How does it compare to the other albums? Is this their best album or just as good as the others? Check out my video of their last album from 2023. I'll stick that review right here. I don't really remember what I said, but you can check it out. In the meantime, thanks for watching. Please give this video a like. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Please subscribe. If you have not already, I do rock and metal reviews, rankings, and more. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.